Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, hello my friend. My name is Duni Wijanarko, and now I would like to deliver my presentation about the comparison and the differences, or maybe the things, all of the thing between the Malay and Indonesian language. How are they different? So here I would like to presenting about my presentation, guys, about the comparison between Malay and Indonesian language. How are they different? Let's check it out. First, we have to know about the evolution of the Malay language. So evolution of the Malay language is first, in the first statement, it is believed that Malay language is inspired by the Sanskrit language of India. The oldest inscription of this language is found in Sumatra, with Sanskrit's loanword dating back to the 7th century. The next notable development in the formation of Malay language can be seen during the 4th century when it was widely used as a language friends of the Malacca Sultanate, the modern-day Malaysia. The present-day Malay language combines the linguistic feature from most of the region of Southeast Asia and Pacific Ocean. Experts prefer to divide the development of the Malay language in five phases. Phase the Old Malay, the transitional period, the Malacca or the classical Malay, and late modern and finally modern Malay. So here, I we will not discuss deep discussion about this comparison, but I just give you the information, guys. The information, a little information about the Malay and Indonesian language. Next. So in the second, we have to know about the standard Malay and the Indonesian language. Presently, Malay language has evolved into two major categories. First, Standard Malay, and second, the Indonesian language with respect to their use in Malaysia in Indonesia and Indonesia. The two languages are mutually intelligible, but there are remarkable differences in their spelling, grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, and the sort of their loanwords. So, guys, here we have know that uh, we already know that in Indonesian language uh, get similarly a little similarly between the Malaysian language and the comparison the few comparison that we know, yeah, we know in between Indonesian and Malaysian language is in spelling, grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, and the source of their loan words. So sometimes there are same word, but the mean is different. Or maybe there are same word, but there are different pronunciation, or maybe spelling or grammar, etc. Next, the third, we have to know about the general perception of these languages. First, the general perception of these languages first. Another remarkable fact about Malay language is that it is a national language in Malaysia, whereas in Indonesia, Malay is considered as a regional language of the people of Sumatra and West Kalimantan. So, Malay language is used as a national language in Malaysia, and in Indonesia, Malay is used in some regional in Indonesian, like Sumatra and West Kalimantan. Second, Indonesia has clearly distinguished Malay Bahasa Melayu and Indonesian Bahasa Indonesia, the latter being the national language. Jadi, so in national language, Malay called Bahasa Melayu and Indonesia Bahasa Indonesia. And the third statement, there are cold conflict between the two languages. One can observe that both Malay and Indonesian subtitles are displayed in the TV channels in order to reach wider audience. The two languages evolved more due to political nuance and less due to the cultural differences. So we know that maybe in some like apa ya, some like show in television, maybe in Indonesian or maybe in Malaysian television, there are show that there are Indonesian show or maybe there are Malaysian show in each country. So the aims of the show that just to reach wider viewer or maybe audience. And the two languages evolve more due to political nuance and less due to cultural differences. The cross-continental range also played an important role in the development of Malay as two distinct languages. So, next, in the fourth, difference between Standard Malay and Indonesian languages. Difference between Standard Malay and Indonesian languages. Before 23rd century, Malay was written in modified Arabic letters called Jawi. During 20th century, Jawi was completely replaced by Roman letters called Rumi. An important reason behind the segregation of Malay language into Standard Malay and Indonesian is that the regions of Malaysia was captured by the British and that of Indonesia by the Dutch. So, the big influence of Malay language and Indonesian language is during 20th century. Yeah. An important reason behind the segregation of Malay language is Standard Malay and Indonesian is that the region of Malay was captured by the British language because we know that Malay in the past was get uh, English uh, army aggression, and in Indonesian the Indonesian language captured by the Dutch. That we know that in Indonesian there are aggression army in our country. So first we will analyze uh, difference in Malay and Indonesian language. First, in spelling and writing, the impact of British and Dutch rule in the regions greatly affected the language. Yeah. For example, under the British influence, the consonant C was called as T in Malay language in Malaysia, whereas under the Dutch influence, it became T, T in Indonesian. It's hard, yeah, to pronounce, but I'm so sorry if there are mistakes. In 1972, a unified spelling system was introduced which aimed at bridging the differences between the two languages. As a result, the English consonant t, c remained t in Standard Malay and became c from th in Indonesian. For example, the Malaysian word for grandchild is tutu. In Indonesian, it's spelled as cucu. Before it was tutu. So in to write C in or maybe in Indonesian to pronounce C, we have in the past we had to write T L N G to make a word C. Yeah. And in Malaysian, to create C, we have to write C and H. Yeah, C and H. That both is different. Another significant turn in unifying the spelling is that Indonesia abandoned the use of D and G for G to match with Malay. The representation of the speech shown in both the languages is much additional. However, some minor spelling differences prevail due to historic reasons. And next is punctuation. The two languages differ in term of using decimal marks. Standard Malay, influenced by British, uses decimal point, whereas Indonesian uses decimal comma as influenced by the Dutch system. And the next, vocabulary. There is a considerable difference in the vocabulary of the two languages in the term of learned words from the languages like Dutch, Japanese, etc. For example, for the English word Christmas, Standard Malay use Christmas, derived from British English, whereas Indonesia use Natal. So that's it means that in Malay language, uh, the British or maybe the English language has a big influence in vocabulary in Malay language. Yeah, we know that in this point Christmas, yeah, in the standard Malay use Christmas, but in Indonesian use Natal. That indicate that in uh, Malay language uh, captured by British or maybe English language. Next, there are some words that are spelled similar in both the languages, but they three different meanings. For example, baja means steel in Indonesian and fertilizer in Standard Malay. It is influence. So baja means steel in Indonesian, but in Malaysian baja is fertilizer. Yeah, it's so different. And the last, many Arabic and Persian loanwords are similar in the two languages. However, their dialect differ. For example, Algeria is called as Algeria in Malay and Aljazair in Indonesian. College is called as college in Malay and college in Indonesian. So there are the differences in vocabulary between the Malay and Indonesian language. And that's all my presentation about the comparison or maybe the differences between the Malay language and Indonesian language. So that's all my presentation. I'm so sorry for any mistake and I'm really thankful for your attention. Hopefully this presentation maybe add your information or maybe uh, reach your achieve your information in the linguistic. Thank you. The last thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye, friends.